Hello, Leo Sun, Gemini Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. This is going to be for July of 2025 through June of 2026. I am going to lay out 12 cards when I'm talking about them and doing the reading. I'm just going to call them months 1 through 12, which is no card 1 for you, is again July of 2025. I will also pull a card from the bottom of the deck to get like an extra theme or message for the year. We'll see what pops up with it. But usually it provides a nice little bit of extra information that synchronizes with more than one of the months. Let's see what we get. Back of the deck, we have the Page of Swords. A willingness to pursue new ideas, to learn more about them, not just dismiss them, but to dig in a little bit and learn more about it. Pages in general are kind of a young energy, fresh energy, naive a little bit. So these are things that maybe you haven't done before, maybe you haven't thought of had these things come up before, or thought of a certain situation in a certain way. I don't know why it had to be said that way, but they're happy now. This time, you're going to be curious. You're going to ask questions. You're going to want to learn more before you just dismiss it. You want to make educated decisions, I guess you could say, instead of just an immediate no. So there's this urge or this desire to change that kind of behavior, to give things at least a chance before you move them off to the side. All right, let's get into each month. We're starting off here with the Queen of Wands, fire energy, just like that Leo rising. This time in this case, it's feminine energy. It's a queen, though, so she is still a leader. She's very nurturing energy, much, much more so than the King, which is more assertive and direct energy. She is going to soften the blow, although this is Wands. She is fiery, she is passionate, she's bold, she is driven. This person is not necessarily subtle, or they may try, but they're not very good at it. They have something to say, they need to say it. If they're holding it back, then they're doing other things to keep themselves distracted or to prevent themselves from speaking out. Although as the Queen, they're very confident about what it is they have to say, about what they believe in. So they may be less likely to hold themselves back, but they may put it, because they've had experience doing this, in a more tactful way than they would have when they were younger. So it feels to me like this is somebody who has something to say to you this month, and they need to get it out. If you see them not necessarily trying to avoid you, but they're either quiet and busy doing something else because they don't want to say something, be ready to hear what they have to say and tell them to just tell you what they're thinking. This is typically somebody who wants you to succeed, who really wants you to succeed at the things that you love, that you really want to do, that you're passionate about. And maybe they think there's something going on that you need to know about, or that they need to address with you. Hopefully, with the intention of helping you. But they know you may not like hearing this truth or whatever it is they have to say. So be open to it. Swords, communication. Be willing to listen to what it is they have to say. You don't have to respond in that moment, but give yourself time to process what they said and think about it before you just dismiss it. That's month 1. Month 2, we have the Two of Cups, a card of unity, a card of companionship. Cups are our emotions, our intuition. So this is you probably encountering a new person. It could be a potential romantic relationship. It could just be somebody that you have a deep emotional connection with almost off the bat. But you don't want to just jump in. You want to, immediately. You want to get to know this person better over the course of at least this month to see if there's something there beyond just that initial connection on an emotional level. Are you guys compatible in other ways? Is this a long-term, has the potential for a really great long-term friendship, something more, or maybe some sort of business partnership? Maybe your chemistry works well together. Your business senses also tick the boxes. and what it is you each have to offer complement each other. So there's a potential there for a longer term business connection, but you need to ask the questions and get to know the person better before you do that. But the chemistry is certainly there. And then in month 3, we have fortitude, also known as the strength card. This is being willing or learning, trusting that sometimes you need to leverage your shadow side. You need to give yourself compassion. It's a self-compassion, an internal recognition that those darker side is not there to threaten you. It is not there to cause you to fail. It's there to protect. So you need to pay attention to recognize when that is rising up, why. Pause again, and this card's popping up again for me, and ask the questions. Why am I being triggered right now? This is asking you to pay attention to something, to recognize something so that you can heal from it. There's this fierceness within and maybe some long-held grudge or anger, and that might be what the flashpoint is or potential flashpoint is here in month 3. You need to give yourself grace and allow yourself to step back and look within, to calm it, to talk with it, to understand it better so that you can heal it and move on. And then in month 4, we have the 5 of Wands, fire energy. This is about competition, about pitting yourself against others. It's a test. So you're testing yourself against others in some way. Maybe there are literally 5 of you in some sort of a competition. It might be an impulsive thing you decide at the last minute to join. Maybe an opening pops up, so you go in there because you want to compete. You're curious. Stay true to who you are through that competition. You may watch and observe how everybody else is doing things, their techniques, but if you have an instinctual way to do it, if you have your own plan and your own ideas on how to accomplish this, trust yourself here. You do not have to be exactly like the others. You need to be true to what your passion, what your drive, what your instincts are telling you in this case. That's how you come out on top. That's how you rise above the competition. But if you try to do things exactly the way that everybody else is, you didn't exercise in that same way. Your muscle memory, if you will, is not the same as theirs. So trust what it is you've trained for and how you've trained your body and mind. And use that. And then in month 5, we have the Magus, the Magician, the first card in the Major Arcana, the first person the Fool meets on their journey down the path. This person has all of the tools, the connections, the information, everything they need to create whatever it is they want. This is a card of manifestation. And this person knows if they're willing to bring all the pieces together, they can achieve their goals. They have what it takes to make it happen. They still have to take an action. They still have to do something in order to get the ball rolling, but they know they have everything they need, and all they have to do is put it together. So if there is some goal you want to attain, if there is some task you want to accomplish or finish, and maybe you've struggled with it in the past, this is the month to get on it, to get it done. Or at least to get it started, to get that ball rolling. Put your energy into it. This is the prime time for you to get that thing started, to get that goal going. And then in month 6, we have the 6 of Coins. Coins is an earth element. It's very much around home. I feel home more strongly than anything else with you, but it could also be related to work, could be related to finances, or like it's the mundane day-to-day things we do to get through this life. The 6 of Coins is reciprocity. That's my keyword for this card. There is an exchange of energy this month. And the perception of value is in the eye of the beholder. So what you think may be a pitiful task or thing to give someone, they think is very valuable. So instead of assuming that what you have to offer is so invaluable and so little that you don't deserve to ask for what it is you want out of them because you think that would be a ridiculous price to ask for it. Ask for what you want. And you may be surprised. They may think that that's a pitiful thing. Why on earth would you want that? The value is in the eye of the beholder. So if somebody has something or you want a favor or something from somebody else, let them know what you want and then ask them what they would want in return. Both sides of the deal will be happy with what they receive as long as you have that conversation, make the bargain. Down here in month 7, we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is about, it's a card of, okay, that's it, I'm done, I'm moving on. It's a card about moving on. This comes after the Five of Swords, which a lot of times it has to do with arguments or disagreements, false information, wanting to always have the last word so an argument never ends. And this is something that could go on and on and on forever because neither party wants to give. Both parties at least seem to want to win the argument at all costs. So they just keep going at each other over something that's really not worth that much energy. It's exhausting. It's draining. And there is a recognition by you that this just isn't an argument you want to have anymore. It's not worth it. So you're removing yourself from the equation. If they have no one to argue with, that's not your problem. They'll find somebody to argue with, but it's not going to affect you anymore. You're walking away. You're moving on to calmer waters. You're leaving the drama behind. You're looking for something that is more stable, that provides supportive energy instead of tries to drain you and force you into their way of thinking or into what they think should be happening in the world, or even with you. You don't have to stay in that situation. You don't have to continue having that fight. You can choose to walk away and let it go. That's what this feels like here in month 7 for you. In month 8, we have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is a finality card. This is it. This is the end. There is no going back. This person is not going to rise on this day. The sunnier side, or the benefit of that, is cutting out the dead weight, if you will, in your life when it comes to sword energy. So words, communication, ideas, thoughts, beliefs. You're cutting ties with the beliefs, ideas, even the people maybe that don't fit who you are now, that don't suit the person you're becoming. You're allowing those parts of yourself to be cut away, to fall away, so that then you can rise up with a lighter load because you're not carrying the ideas and beliefs of anybody else anymore. Only your own momentum, your own curiosity propelling you forward. This could be something like blocking somebody on social media or on your phone, or not wanting, or like, I don't care. I'm not having anything to do with this person anymore. I am leaving the situation. I am not going back. This is not happening. It is done. It's over. That line has been cut. I'm moving forward with what I believe and into the life that I want, in the way that I want to live it, kind of energy. And then in month 9, we have the Four of Swords. So that was a lot to go with over here in 3 months. And there may have even been something between month 6 and 7, like beginning ends, that caused this, or that started all of this. The decision to mentally disconnect from the argument or situation, and then the recognition that this can't not be repaired. It's not worthwhile repairing, and the need to move on and disconnect from that experience. And now we have another Swords card here in month 9, which is the Four of Swords, and this is a card of rest, of allowing yourself to take a break from the conversation, from thinking about things. I mean, you may even find yourself just more tired this month than usual as your body is transitioning energetically from that transition. This would not be a month to sign any new contracts or anything like that, or to start anything new. This is a month where you just want to play, to rest, to think about anything but the heavy problems, essentially. Give yourself a break here in month 9 and just chill out. And then we're continuing with this transformative kind of energy that you got rolling on with here in the second half of this year, with the 10 of Wands, another fire element, another 10, another card of completion. The 10 of Wands is telling you, now that you've disconnected from that person, stop carrying their shit around. It is time to let go of the burdens that you're carrying for other people. That could be actual physical things that are cluttering up your home, leaving their energy there, and you don't want it there anymore. Get rid of it. Maybe give somebody a warning to tell them they have until this date to get it, or just don't. How long has it been there? How long have they left it there and never asked about it and never checked on it? You don't have to hold on to that stuff. This could also be things at work. Maybe you took on a lot of responsibilities while somebody was out of the office, and when they got back, you're still holding on to those responsibilities and they got new ones. And no, it's time to say, we need to readjust this workload. I can't keep holding on to the things that they were doing. I need to focus on my goals and the things that I want to achieve and come up with a plan for that. This is standing up for your needs so that you can do the things you're passionate about. So you have the energy to move forward, taking a stand. And then we get to the 8 of Swords in month 11. This is first thing that came to mind to me is this is a normal effect after all of this stuff going on here. This is normal. This is a feeling of like, oh, there's no move I can make. I'm trapped. I'm stuck. What am I supposed to do now? There's a lot been going on. I don't know where to go. I'm shutting down. I'm going to keep myself stuck in this position. Just recognize that you may have those moments of anxiety and that feeling of being trapped or stuck here in month 11. It's a transitional month, especially after releasing some more things here. And you may be going, well, was this the right decision? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe this isn't the way I should have gone. Give it the time. Recognize that's what's causing you maybe to flare up or to panic a little bit, to raise that anxiety. Or recognize maybe this is just to let you know so that you can be prepared for those moments in this month. So you have tools in place to help you get through that. It is not true. It is just the anxiety getting in the way. You're free to move around. You are free to loosen your bonds. You do have options. Give yourself a chance to breathe and then ask questions about the options that are out there. Be curious. And then in month 12, we have the 5 of Cups. So another little mini test month. Another 5, which indicates a change or a challenge. This time it's in cups, having to deal with emotions. And a focus on things that happened in the past. And for some reason, something that you're still holding on to from the past that you need to let go of again. There's a lot of releasing and letting go for you down here in this half of the month or half of the year. It may feel tumultuous. It may feel exhausting. It may be draining emotionally. Make sure you're taking care of your body and getting out in the sun whenever you can, especially with your Leo rising. I would even pay attention to wherever these changes are occurring in each of these months. Look to what sign the sun is in and which house in your chart that sign is ruling so that you know what area of your life may be most affected. You could plan a little bit that way. Okay, back to this Five of Cups. You need to focus on what you do have, on what is working, on the present moment, and stop looking to the past because that's just keeping you stuck in that energy and it's preventing you from fully moving forward and embracing now. Give yourself that gift. Let yourself move on so that you can fly. And that, Gemini Sun, Leo Rising, is what I have for you for your year ahead. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonated with you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.